Okay. All ready?
Yes, sir.
All right, should we start?
Yes.
Amit, Tanu, Tanvi. You will have to write.
Tanvi, we have to live up to those standards, set standards. I want to send you a pic of what has been displayed.
I won't even notice the difference. तू आल्यावर मला आठवतं मी शिक्षण उद्या
मी आज परत 8 वाजता येते तिला पिकअप करायला.
संध्याकाळी
हे बरं नाही ना तिकडे.
अरे हा मग ठीक आहे फोन कर
हाक मार तिकडनं फक्त. He stays next to Surya Datta.
Dattaची principal is always neighbor.
Why heroine?
Shenaz.
Okay, shall we?
Surya Datta's owner is his friend.
Is
हे
junior
सगळे
college
connections
principal.
नंतर DNI.
Oh, to me, as soon as you start talking, I'll stop.
We want this to place on this.
Advait, can you help with that?
What?
Apurva's on the call. She needs to see this. So how do you
there now, so she'll
I don't know.
Is the
She needs to see the board.
कोणाचा तरी फोन
She will never be able to see the board unless it
Someone's
is
phone's
there.
ringing. Someone's phone's
हाँ
ringing.
बोल.
Yeah.
It will be very difficult for her to see.
आता दिसतंय की तुला आता बघ हा ना तुझ्याच्यावर माझ्याच्यावर नस ना हा ठीक आहे तनुच्या इकडनं तनु तू बाहेर पड ठीक आहे हा ठीक आहे सो आता तुला त्या याच्यावर नको माझ्या याच्यात नको जाऊ
Right? Done? Can we set it? Yeah. So, yesterday what we did was, we have decided 2 things where we intend to work on when it comes to the platform. We will build it on 2 parameters. One is the audience. The audience profiling आपण काल केलं. त्याचा is a final set of profile आहे. ते in a day or 2 we will get it. We have already started working on it. म्हणजे थोडं मिक्स अँड मॅच करून मग कारण ते इंडिव्हिज्युअल्स आहेत ते आपल्याला कोलेट करून कन्सॉलिडेट करून एक प्रोफाईल त्याचं क्रिएट करायला लागेल. दॅट बिकम्स अ मास्टर प्रोफाईल. इन द सेम वे व्हॉट वी विल डू टुडे इज वील ट्राय अँड क्रिएट द प्रोफाईल ऑफ आवर परफॉर्मर्स ऑल्सो. So I think on day 1 we had touched upon the topic of performers being having passion as a profession and passion as a hobby. या 2 गोष्टींवर we had focused on. These were 2 points that we touched upon. Passion as a profession becomes someone who is a professional. It may be a passion as in a profession which is something offbeat. Not necessarily it is a passion or no, but it is offbeat. So someone into adventure tourism could be a professional, but it's a passion for adventure tourism. So we can get a lot of insights from him in that aspect. And then the second aspect is passion as a hobby. Right? आता आपण एक before getting into the profiling part of it, I would like to understand what do you feel. And then Avni just told me there is something called as passion of professionals that you guys came up with. Right?
Passion of professionals, yes.
But the passion of professionals still is a hobby.
Correct.
It's still a hobby.
Huh. Yeah.
So,
म्हणजे if Lata Mangeshkar is collecting stamps, it's still a hobby.
it's a hobby. She's a professional singer. But her passion is stamps. But that becomes a hobby for her. That's not a profession. So it comes into this category. Not into this category.
बरं मग मी तुला शेजारी येतो
Right? Now,
तिला तिथे समोर ठेव ना ह्याच्या आणि ऑडिओ मध्ये ठेव.
तुला ऑडिओ मध्ये ठेवलंय
now,
तन्वीला दे ना नाहीतर. अब तू नॉट एबल टू इग्नोर हिम.
आता ऐकवतोय का फक्त चेक कर बोल
Now, what I would like to understand is going forward in season 2. Rather in season 1, आतापर्यंत आपण जे काही केलंय, what is the mix that we have here? When I say mix, I am speaking of the percentage. So, how many percent performers came from this segment? How many performers came from this segment? What is the segmentation like? It could be 30-70, 40-60, 60-40, 80-20, whatever.
Was it 50-50?
No.
No, not 50.
15% on the left.
I would say overall जर अख्खं जर आपण बघितलं right from the launch episode to 124 episodes, I think passion as profession वाले would hardly be 10%.
So 10 to 15.
So right now the mix is 90-10.
Correct.
90% as hobby and 10% as profession.
Mm-hmm.
Let's give a thought. Because it is a hobby and not a profession, is the audience taking them seriously?
How does the audience know
How do
that's
the
it?
audience know that it's not a we are not
No.
putting that anywhere in our
No. What I mean is, because they didn't find value in one episode, they might not have come back. That is how I see it. I have a singer who has a passion for singing. He comes to the episode, and I have joined because I am passionate about singing also. I have joined as an audience. Right now, I see that episode and I understand that dum nahi hai.
it wasn't that good. Oh.
Yeah. And probably later, if even if that audience may have liked that platform but did not find the performer right to suit that particular passion, may not have repeated or come back to our platform. That is a high probability I see. See what happens when आपण screening करतो, सगळं करतो, पण are there any tangible points that we look at when we screen these people? Is there any tangibility involved into it? जे आपलं profiling होईल ना, त्याच्यात there is going to be a question. That's the reason I'm not touching upon it right now. But what I feel is that seriousness would maybe a little higher. I am giving a simple example of Indian Idol. Be it crap, but because Anu Malik understands music, he comes from a background of music, there might be 10% people who take him seriously. Tomorrow, if someone who is say a bathroom singer, his passion is singing, would come to the platform as a judge, would we still take him that seriously? Is the question. As an audience.
No, but I think it totally depends on the quality and the point which you made, screening. But the screening मध्ये we have red, amber and green, particularly for passion and hobby वाल्यांसाठी.
पण आता आपण म्हणतोय आपलं फक्त पॅशन आणि हॉबीच आहे ना, 10% म्हणतोय आपण. 124 एकच मिनिट फक्त, आय जस्ट कम्प्लीट माय पॉइंट. 124 एपिसोड मी 120 एपिसोड करतो. 120 एपिसोड म्हणजे वी हॅव 240 परफॉर्मर्स, 2 एपिसोड्स पर एपिसोड म्हणल्यावर, आणि त्याच्यातलं 10% विच leaves out 225 people. So out of the 240 performers, 215 performers are people who have come from the hobby as their background, passion as a hobby. Now, was there any kind of a tangible screening that was done?
Okay, so if you are asking the parameters per se, ठीक है, I can tell you कि okay, एक अशी defined checklist आत्ता नहीं है. In fact, we very recently spoke about making a defined checklist of who you want to select and who you don't want to select. But in any way, तुझा एक filter तर होताच in terms of how presentable he or she is, how many years since the person is doing this and that. असे तुझे काही parameters होते. It may have, there have been variations कि मी तुला XYZ parameters मध्ये judge केलं, हिला 1 XYZ parameter वर जज केलं, असं थोडासा डिफरन्स आहे. ओके, But going back to your original question where you said ती एखाद्या परफॉर्मरची हॉबी होती, that is why an audience did not probably come back. I'm not in complete agreement with it right now because a major part of it will also be dependent upon how the person is delivering whatever he or she has his passion as. माझी हॉबी काही असेल, क्राफ्ट जरी असेल, ओके, आय एम डुईंग एक्सेलंट क्राफ्ट वर्क, आय एम नोन फॉर माय क्राफ्ट वर्क, ओके, बट इफ तिकडे येऊन मी ऑनस्क्रीन बोर केलं लोकांना, then again the audience is not going
That's
to
the
come.
screening part of it.
So that's what I'm saying.
That's
तुझा
the
जो
screening
ओरिजिनल
part.
क्वेश्चन होता ना की हॉबी आहे म्हणून सिरियसली घेतलं नाही आणि म्हणून ऑडियन्स आला नाही, मे बी दॅट्स नॉट द कन्क्लुसिव्ह.
No, then my question is, what would be 5 defined reasons why the audience is not coming back? Because I primarily feel there could be one reason कि there are too many repetitive passions coming. That's fine. But I listen to YouTube and I listen to some of the singing portal, as in audio portal, once a day at least. मी दिवसातनं एक तरी गाणं ऐकतो. मला आठवड्याला कोणीतरी लाईव्ह सिंग करणार आहे, याच्यात मला काही न येण्या इतपत काही नसलं पाहिजे.
There's one more thing, Asha. Is Apu still with us? No. So Apurva, initially it was Salil. After that it became Apurva, and one of us used to be there on something called as a practice call. Where we used to listen to what the performers or the participants are saying and form questions or performances based on that. A lot of times we are in a rush to get that call over. We don't get into the details of what the performers or
No,
participants are doing.
but that is the, sorry, just to give you a point, that is the second stage, no?
No.
Once it's
No,
clear,
no,
the
no,
screening
no.
stage.
she's building upon the
We are still
point
building.
of
Okay? आम्ही काय म्हणतो, अरे हे 3-4 प्रश्न घ्या, त्याचे आन्सर्स त्याला द्या, फिनिश इट ऑफ. For 2 reasons. One, it's a lengthy process to understand and everything from. Second, probably a lot of things we don't have too much of in-depth knowledge about that. आमची बुद्धी जिथे चालते तिथे आम्ही त्यांना प्रश्न विचारतो आणि संपून टाकतो.
Correct.
Okay? Likewise with a singer or a dancer, for example, Lakshmikant. He has a lot of knowledge, he doesn't have a good voice. Second example being Zenithचा कोण आहे तो माझ्या बाजूला बसला होता तो किरण नाडकर्णी. He has an amazing voice.
Correct.
Personally, I felt the choice of songs for his performance were completely wrong. So this ह्याचं onus comes actually on the people who are asking questions, which is either he, me or Apurva. If we go wrong there, the performer does not perform properly and then the audience does not come back. That's another hidden reason which a lot of these people don't realize because none of them are on the call. We are on the call.
No, but by this,
I wanted to talk to Saurabh.
पण आता नाही.
so by this, are we trying to imply that the structure
Hello?
back of the scene, behind the scene
Hi,
structures that we are speaking of,
खूप अर्जंट
we are solid in our structure,
कोणाचं
is fundamentally somewhere going on.
बरं.
Because then, if fundamentally those structures are set, this will not happen.
नाही स्ट्रक्चर सेट आहेत हर्षद,
प्रोसेस आहे.
पण ना प्रोसेस आता कसं होतं, नॉर्मली ही टाइम असते काहीतरी सॅटर्डे 4 वाजता 5 वाजता. जर तो कॉल 6-6:30 गेला, मला माहिती मला वेळच नाही, माझ्या समोर कस्टमर आहे, मी काय म्हणते 15 मिनिटात मला जे सुचते विचार आणि संपर्क कॉल.
So that is what, no?
वन मोर सेकंड, मला त्याच्याबद्दल नॉलेजच नाहीये. वायनरीचा जो माणूस आला, मला वाईन्स बद्दल काय माहितीये, मी काय विचारू त्याला. तर फॉर्च्युनेटली समबडी एल्स टुक ओव्हर.
ठीक आहे. पण प्रायमरी स्क्रीनिंग, आय जस्ट आस्क अ क्वेश्चन अँड देन यू गाइस कॅन पिच इट. सो प्रायमरी स्क्रीनिंग नंतर जे कोण प्रायमरी स्क्रीनिंग करतात, ते प्रायमरी स्क्रीनिंग झाल्यावर ज्यावेळेस तो हँडओव्हर होतो प्रॅक्टिस कॉलसाठी, त्यावेळेस देयर इज नो डेटा दॅट इज गिवन टू द.
There is, but very limited. that
In
data
fact,
is not.
What kind of data do we
हा सो त्या डेटामध्ये साधारण एवढं कळू शकेल की ओके हाऊ मेनी इयर्स इज द पर्सन बीन डुईंग व्हॉट ही इज डुईंग. Does he have anything interesting to share? Because in the audition call, the person will not tell you everything, but in the questions that is asked, like, okay, fine, what is one of the funniest incident that has happened with you, or something like that. If we get an idea, that, okay, she has some content to share which can be delivered in a better way, okay, chalo, done. Is she presentable? Language kashi hai, wo all of that technically okay, fine.
सॉरी
That's
पण
it.
हा प्रायमरी स्क्रीनिंगचा भाग आहे की तुमच्या
The first.
This is what we call auditioning,
Yeah.
so to say.
So all of this, whatever this minimum data is collected, it is written down and passed. That note is referred by these people.
म्हणजे
in the next
this is all theoretical data that we have collected.
Yes, right now,
Right.
yes.
The entire data that is collected is theoretical.
Yeah.
There
Very
is-
relative. No
we
more
haven't seen any practical application of that data. So if I say I am good at cooking, okay,
rating नाही आहे त्याला.
नाही आणि
Never
we have a
taken it
call,
this
we have a call, तुम्ही ऑडिशन करताय मला, तुम्ही त्या ऑडिशन मध्ये मला विचारता किती वर्ष झाली तुला कुकिंग करतोयस, काय काय क्युझिन येतात,
Correct.
तेवढ्या त्या थिओरिटिकल लिमिट पर्यंत आपण जातो, त्याच्या पुढे त्याच्या प्रॅक्टिकॅलिटी मध्ये आपण जातो.
Not at the
Is that one of the reasons?
Yes, because a lot of times when performers come, we actually have a question mark. Arey, why is he even here?
Okay. So
We
ह्याच्यामध्ये
have that
there
question.
is a-
काय विचारू याला?
Any performance?
Actually, आणि this
Did you felt
problem
की
is
काय बाबा?
more from a
Thanks.
performer base. Knowledge मध्ये it is still doable कारण का knowledge मध्ये we can always sort of play around things.
हॉबीवाला फॅक्टर आहे.
So
नहीं,
in that
even in
also,
there.
Parag, if you guys remember, at audition initially we used to ask a lot of questions, which used to make the audition like half an hour goes for one audition sort of it. And then there was a discussion की एवढे प्रश्न audition level ला विचारू नकोस. Limited to whatever.
Oh.
And then it got reduced to.
So your audition is technically the second part. The first part is when someone fills your form. So has there been an incident where you all have not pushed someone to the audition level based on a form?
Not really. Whoever
Exactly.
is filling the form.
So upon the amount of effort that we put into spending some time with the audition, we can cut that down and ask more in-depth questions in the form, including send us your social media links, send us the images that
there is a practical difficulty that we face.
I'll come to that because आपला जो आजचा क्वेश्चनर आहे त्याच्यात there is going to be something related to that.
हाँ, the practical difficulty. So तू जिथे म्हणतेस ना की form level लाच maybe there should be the first filter. The first thing is I don't know how to do that right now because there is no interaction. I don't know an
Just-
Avni.
yeah,
So
that's
whatever
all right.
हाँ, Avni has written,
That's
I will. But then if you add questions to the form in the first level itself, आता पण there are like 8 or 9 questions at the max, and we find it very difficult to get people to do that, and if there is not a good amount of people doing that, we don't have a good bank for auditions.
Can I ask you a
we can
different
reject
question? Can I ask you a different question? Well, building onto your
people.
point.
Yeah.
Because we do not have a bank and we do not have, and we see that there is a performance happening next week or this week, whatever, we just push that person.
Through auditions?
Yes, some
No,
way or the
we
other.
reject in auditions. Left, right, center, we reject. That is not the thing. If असं झालं की okay, there is a slot coming up and oh shit, there's no one else, we would probably pick out someone from our own circle who I know कि okay, she's good at this and I know her since.
So what are the reasons in the auditions that you mainly don't select?
Don't take
people?
them ahead. Probably the number of years. If it is like I've just started something, I've just started exploring something, that's a big no. Second is also the fact wherein if a person says ki nahi, I have not gone and seen what Glyphs is yet, because जेव्हा त्यांना फॉर्मची लिंक जाते त्याच्याबरोबर we also give them the Facebook link of Glyphs की okay fine, at least watch something and come. If they've not taken that effort, that's like the first line of done. I don't even go ahead from that communication. Third is if you are doing it for many years and stuff, but say for example painting, but you're showing me something normal which doesn't really have a very great impactful thing or whatever, or doesn't have a good story to back it or anything like that, he or she becomes like okay, Can
And
check.
have people come back and asked you as to why they didn't get selected?
Yeah.
You have?
Presentation skills
So
is
in
only one
terms
part
of,
it.
my only point here would be in terms of people
I'd
not
say
having knowledge
exciting
about
is like the
glyphs.
way you're talking.
There have been so many times where I have been invited on a couple of
Dull,
things,
drab.
and only because it looks like a presentable email or it looks like a presentable questionnaire, I've applied for it, not knowing what that platform is. So maybe that process could be a little more lenient, because people, you never know, people might be a little interesting, but I just don't have that knowledge, or maybe I didn't find enough knowledge with the way it was presented on all our social platforms. So before being able to question people, we have to make sure that wherever we are out, whether it's our website or it's Facebook or it's Instagram, like we mentioned yesterday, within 30 seconds people should be able to understand what Glyphs is.
So I have a point in this question. We have a two-stage process currently. One is the audition process where we define or where we select a candidate. Then we have the practice call, and like Kavita said, sometimes you may have a detailed audition process, but a very quick practice call. So the practice call is based on the content derived from the audition. Partially. So do we have any conclusion to that audition stating that for her to take the practice call or to her to define that, okay, this is the parameters, these are the questionnaires, and this can be done in certain way?
Questions? No.
No, but we.
There are a process, because if you are in hurry, unless until you know what needs to be done.
So for that, there
you
is
sometimes
something
skip
called
things.
as showcase myself. This is something which we had created in the beginning. Survatila, when we realized that we don't have too much of time to talk to performers. Basics on how many years, what is your role model, something no one knows about you, something special which you would want to talk about this, who's your inspiration, something like that. These are basic questions which they send us, fill it up and send us. Based on that, sometimes we also form their introduction, we also form or decide what questions to ask them. But mainly questions are formed after we talk to them on a practice call.
But still you don't have a fodder, na? माझं म्हणणं आहे की like even after the whole
they
thing,
give it to us when we talk to
they
them.
give it to you, but sometimes
You
because
take
you
it
have
on
to rush,
face value.
Yeah.
you have to rush through it, because they said
Yes.
you may not have the in-depth knowledge of that particular category.
Something like a pottery or ceramic or acrylic
So
painting.
vinyl you said.
By
you don't
type,
have.
yeah.
But probably you don't have a
Wildlife,
database
wines.
or like data to
I
even
don't know.
come back to saying that what questions I can ask on that.
And
So that data is missing. Even after selecting the candidate,
Yes.
maybe the category data is missing.
Yes.
Ki what about wines?
Quite
What is happening?
तुझी इंक जाईल का सगळीकडे ओपन आहे
He sponsors outfits. Simple.
काय
Yeah.
काय स्पॉन्सर मी ऐकलं नाही.
So we do not have the data.
So all in all, what does this tell us? What does this tell us? Now, let me ask you this question from a different perspective. Have we faced any issues into those 25 people who have come into this bracket? Passion as a profession.
Sometimes yes.
Sometimes म्हणजे किती times?
They basically
Their
sometimes
tension
are
is
like
different
tension
So
sometimes.
25 पैकी किती?
There the issue is different, no though. Like for example,
They're
there's a lot of time
not
that goes in
forthcoming.
convincing.
They're not. They don't want to give us data.
Or
Some
they
of
want to
the
give it in a
answers.
way of promoting the business.
Okay, there's one more parameter which we tell our performers, whoever comes in, they cannot sell themselves or their products on the thing. You cannot, but
But this passion is profession, they always
problem to आए कि they want to
come
sell
on their
themselves.
profession.
They want to sell themselves, and that's not what we want to do.
We've had people doing flips also. Practice call mein and on the episode
On air directly.
They're hard
Same
selling,
documented.
and we're like, oh, we didn't even talk about this.
This is a live call.
हो ना अभी काय करू शकत
stop
नाही.
it. That's
But the
But
recording
all
you
in
can
all-
edit it.
exactly.
Cut
All
it
in
out.
all, I still feel passion as a hobby वर खूप भर दिल्यामुळे
No, I would say no, because right now the reason we have that feeling, because obviously 90% of performers were from that category, but the underlying problem here is the quality of the delivery. If the quality, because even within that 90% people, there have been some amazing episodes, and not because they knew more about their hobby.
Agreed ना, या 90% म्हणजे आपण आता प्रॅक्टिकली 200 लोक बोलतोय. हा, या 200 लोकांपैकी 100 लोक आर फ्रॉम द इन्फॉर्मेशन ब्रॅकेट.
No, irrespective of that, it is about the quality of that particular
Overall
show.
बघितलं ना, around we would say 50% plus म्हणजे जे हॉबीवाले जी लोक होती ना, फॉर एक्झाम्पल आता कॉइन कलेक्टर ही हॅड सम प्रोफेशन, बट त्याची ऑथॉरिटी एवढी भारी होती की पीपल गॉट टू नो की बाबा ही हॅज किंवा आणि हे
असे किती आहेत.
ऐक नाही यु नो आय सिम्प्लिफाय दिस एंटायर डिस्कशन जे मला वाटते. सो सी द पॉइंट इज ना हर्षद की आय अंडरस्टँड यू आर ट्राइंग टू टेल अस की if we concentrate on passion as a profession, our reach or our mode to go to a certain percentile acquiring the audience will go high. I want you to look at a different angle. This is something that everyone is doing. This is a same thing. Professional la bolwa and your ratings will go up. It's a known fact. As a team, our strong conviction is that there is a huge market which is untapped
into this segment.
Now, what the discussions, if they actually also support a passion as a hobby, how can we strengthen that? You know, if that is something that we are talking about, I think then that's the conviction all of us carry, and that's the reason why we strongly want Glyphs CCE to go on that angle. Alright? Professionals येतील.
नाही बरोबर आहे. I am not implying anything आता. मी
इम्प्लाय नाही, पण मी काय सांगतोय why I'm trying to say this is की the part that so त्याच्या अगोदर तुम्हाला you had asked one more question की what do you think are the 5 reasons why it didn't function. So for me, one of the strongest reason is our existence with BNI.
Is your
Existence with BNI, you know.
okay.
In BNI we follow a structure. In BNI we are very professional. In BNI we are very, you know, to the T we are trying to follow something.
Correct.
Whereas passion has to be extremely absurd. Alright? Now in let's say the group that is sitting over here, very you know, BNI
एकच पात्र
तिकडे हे जे पात्र आहे ना, तो आमच्यातला पॅरल वाला आहे, हा त्याच्यानंतरचा आहे, ती त्याच्यानंतरची आहे. सो द पॉइंट इज की वी कॅन चेंज इफ people like him become a stronger, you know, they come with a stronger knowledge and stronger influence, for a simple reason that we have understood by now that absurdness is more important into whatever is there. So influencing is
instead of saying that we would want more professionals, in a lot of times we have realized that some of the people who are into hobby, they sometimes shine really well, and that is what makes us also happy.
बरोबर.
That is the reason.
So if you can help us to streamline or make that little more crisp as to how that hobby can be portrayed effectively, is a better way of doing it.
So that is what I'm saying. But numbers right now we are not saying in terms of we have to have passion as a profession 60%, 70%, no. Like you said, 90% people are in that category of passion as a hobby, and the stars within that category.
Correct.
Which could be shined upon. I think the best example, if you talk in the world right now, is Justin Bieber. He came from a YouTuber, which is now known across the world. Now he's made millions and fortunes out of that. So it was as a hobby, started as a hobby, which turned into profession. So we want to streamline that in a process that we find the stars within that group. आता प्रॉब्लेम काय
Absolutely
आहे?
right.
ते मिळत नाहीये. त्यामुळे आपला सगळं तो ओव्हरलॅपिंग खूप झालंय.
So coming back to that point, ki why it didn't work, it did. There is no reason that it didn't work, as in from the audience perspective, that we had 90% from the passion as hobby section. The issue was maybe how we selected or what all questions or what all performances we made them do.
For the from the audience perspective, the audience does not understand whether that is a hobby or a profession. What he takes is at the face value.
Yeah.
What he gets during that
Correct.
episode.
And
Right.
the problem is
Now-
at our end.
Now, if we backtrack and go from the second screening, come to the first screening of it. So, are there any other parameters that we would like to add? That will come. I have a certain thing in mind. May work, may not work. You guys may challenge it. We may accept it. But it करायला लागेल. All said and done, this has to be streamlined. The process.
Yeah,
Yes.
And because before streamlining that entire process, we will have to have a bucket list of people where we say we can reject some
So I
people.
would say
And at
this.
what stage can we reject those people?
Correct.
And I would say this, ही प्रोसेस जी आहे ना, इट्स लाईक अ स्पायरल स्टेअरकेसेस. कारण आपण इथं सुरू केलं, आता आपण एक पायरी ऍड करतोय दॅट डिपॉझिट थिंग, राईट? तुझं कन्व्हिक्शन असेल तर तू देशील, कारण तुला माहितीये मी फोटो सबमिट करा बिकॉज आय वॉन्ट माय पॅशन टू. आता नेक्स्ट स्टेप आणि असं करून वी कॅन इम्प्रूव्ह द रेफरन्स का क्वालिटी एज वेल. ऍज आय सेड, पाठवायची लायकी आहे का माझ्या मित्राला, हे मला विचार करायला पाहिजे, कारण मी एपिसोड बघितलाय. एका पॉइंट
म्हणजे जर कोणी तो एक मध्ये कोणी तबलावाला आला होता, जर मी त्याला बघितलं तर मला वाटलं मग कोणी येऊ शकतो तिकडे. असं नाही व्हायला पाहिजे ना.
But then in that case, like you said, that if someone comes to us, that person of yours who sings really well, but his choices of song was not right. So that has to be filtered from you, and that is something. जर तुम्हाला structural करायचंच आहे नीट, then why don't you get into a thing where you just have a little bit of text which can be signed as a paper, where you say that, see, of course it's your passion, it's your talent, but at the end of the day, what is displayed is at our discretion.
The legalities of it I am not speaking of. Legalities वर नंतर येऊया.
All I'm trying to say is that
we can consider more steps, like send us a video which consists of तू किती वर्ष पॅशन परस्यू करतोयस, तुला काय हे, आणि स्मॉल इंटरेस्टिंग
काही
टिपबिट.
लोक असे असतात who have now, when you come to passion as a hobby, Abhirup for example, he sings really well, but he doesn't like putting it out on social media. So you don't have to send us social media links, just send us a video of yourself or send us a picture of yourself or whatever. So तुमचा जो audition process आहे, you can cut down on majority of your problem through that form, because you get so much information through that form. You get videos, you get photos, you get access to social media links. So आपलं जे due diligence आधीच करायचं आपल्याला, we do that before the audition rather than doing it. I've seen Mama sit and do her quizzes and whatever after your audition call, right? When that person is finalized. Yeah, when
just
it,
come not
Last stage,
audience
exactly.
में
It's the last
practice
stage.
वाला
so
की.
what I'm saying is, instead of making these quizzes also about that category, you have so much information about that person, and through social media before his performance comes up, you give out so much information about him only, you can start quizzing people about that. So you know how many people are interested in him, and they've already seen your social media promoting him.
I have a slight disagreement here.
We can just keep it over here.
Yeah.
It's just
something to
it's
think
a,
about. Yeah.
It is a very nice thing to happen. हे झालं तर I will be very happy. But the problem is, if a form link has been sent to her, for example, she will do it at her own time pace, whereas the person in the Glyphs team has to take a follow-up with her or something to ensure that, okay, because she is not the only one. 10 people are doing things at their own pace, and then if I don't get the forms as a Glyphs team to take it further in a good number or speed, पुढची सगळी बँक अफेक्ट होते. सो द मोर नंबर ऑफ क्वेश्चन्स दॅट आर बीइंग पुट आउट इन द फर्स्ट step, if I find a way to overcome the time that it is taking to get the form, I'm good to explore this option.
But then after you get your
can I
form-
add to that? I think when we are talking about passion as a hobby,
Are we writing this piece? All these points
Yeah.
I get it in the written.
passion as hobby मध्ये how serious I am to share information.
हां.
Sorry?
Passion as a hobby मध्ये how serious am I to share information. As a professional, I will immediately share it. As a hobby, will I share it? Okay, it's a huge question mark.
Correct.
सो त्याच्यामुळे तुझ्या या फॉर्म मध्ये किती डेटा जायला पाहिजे किंवा किती डेटा मागायला पाहिजे इज समथिंग दॅट वी नीड टू अगेन मे बी रिक्रिएट. बरोबर ना?
Because sometimes people feel that we might misuse that data, and I don't blame them. Even when I'm giving out data, I am scared. What if that gets percolated somewhere else, or we misuse
I
it?
think this whole thing comes down to how well the brand
Brand
is
no,
known.
exactly.
Because MTV will ask
We will
100
never
more
ask this
questions, or
question.
even
We
not
will
even
never
We
ask.
had a
MTV.
questionnaire of 75 questions.
Yeah.
We had 75 questions after which they held an audition. Then you get shortlisted and we had another 60 questions. But there 60 questions were the entire episode ran. All the information that they got out of us in that, they ran through the episode. एपिसोडच्या आधी त्यांनी आम्हाला काहीही विचारलं नाही हो. कारण आम्ही जो डेटा दिला होता तो इतका स्ट्रॉंग होता that all their questions, everything ran only based on that form. They asked for our pictures, they asked for our videos, everything that they used on TV also right now. Quality was horrible. But they picked all that out from our social media, from the videos, pictures that we submitted. So
So
that's
right
a
now the
back-end work
yeah,
किती सोपं होतं.
correct. But the challenge right now which we face is because Glyphs CCE
We
is
still have to
not
reach
known.
that stage.
That is the reason there is a pushback from people to even fill the existing 8 or 9 questions right now. So yes, that challenge needs to be worked on. And atta kai ki we are trying to pull them by pushing them.
So
need to
one
be in
more
a
question,
position
just
where
right,
they are
we will come to
willingly
it
submitting.
later. If we can devise a way to get strong recommendations from people who have already had a good experience with Glyphs. If we can devise a way to do it. आता आम्ही
We already
करतोय.
have recommendations.
No, it's not a very structured. आपण फक्त बोलतो त्यांना. आपण नंतर follow up किंवा असं काही जे thank you calls what we were saying.
Recommendation is a video that they give us in the feedback.
So she meant in terms of recommendation.
Performer
Performer recommendations. Like you, if I have performed, I want
I want to
Kavita to perform
if I
that.
tell you की मी केलंय आणि you come,
हां.
मग हे थोडंसं रेझिस्टन्स जे आहे ना ते फॉर्म भरण्यात ते थोडंसं कमी होतं बिकॉज somebody strong is recommended that you come on the show. थोडंसं ते रेझिस्टन्स कमी होतं is what I'm saying.
आता विचार कर, look at the flip side. Now there was a situation where असं झालेलं की that person was a little well known. आणि just because we have asked them to follow a particular process that we follow, they have come back to you saying ki what the hell, why are we supposed to follow the process?
Correct.
I mean, there are two sides to the same.
पण असं rarely झालंय ना.
नकोस ना. Don't
असं
use it
एखादंच
again.
झालंय ना.
नाही, माझ्या अंदाजे 2-3 झाले.
No, झालं 10 झाले असू दे. But her point is,
नाही, पण तो-
let's collect the feedback.
That whatever is that, that's a judgment call to make for us.
Yeah.
No, I
For
understand.
us to make. ठीक है.
No, I think
I understood the entire point. Now going forward, what I think.
Nitin, you will come to later.
Very personally, what I think right now. हे आताचे 90-10 आहे. At least for the season 2. Can we make it 75-25?
No,
That
we can
is
make it 50-50 also.
नाही मला तो तुमचा जो पॉइंट आहे ना
USP
पॅशन
आपली कमी
प्रोफेशन
होते.
आणि तो डायल्यूट नाही करायचा आहे पण ॲटलीस्ट 1 week out of the 4 weeks that happen in a month
50-50 करून सुरू
has to have that kind of a
maintain
traction
करतो.
is what I'm saying. त्या एका वीक मध्ये तो ट्रॅक्शन फुल झाला ना आपल्याला तर त्याचा कुठेतरी स्पिल ओव्हर इम्पॅक्ट पुढच्या एखाद्या दुसऱ्या एपिसोडला मिळू शकतो.
So you want to use passion as performance as crowd puller to give the audience to this side. So again, then what we should do is, okay, short-term goal maybe, as you said, 50-50 karo, so that we are pulling more and more crowd. But ultimate goal should be somewhere 15% stay राहिलं पाहिजे, so that there is novelty in there.
म्हणतो 50-50 पण नको करूया.
तुला मी उलट, I have a thought on that is, why are we lacking right now is because the platform is not known. Correct? Now there are some quick ways of growing. A, get the best influencers. टाका त्यांना त्यांच्याकडे द्या आणि तो वरती जातो. जसं फेसबुक म्हणतो पे, आम्ही तुम्हाला वरती नेतो, पण तो कुठे कसा जातो ते nobody understands.
Correct.
Okay? But in this kind of a scenario, the life is so bloody short की तो किती लवकर खाली पडेल हे सो कोणाला माहित नाही.
बरोबर आहे.
Now what actually builds something like that is consistency. Now consistency मध्ये तू growth कशी दाखवणार आहेस is for me in my mind the right way of moving forward. Again, ते कसं करायला पाहिजे, I think we will still come to it. So whether if it goes to 50-50, that's perfectly well. काही विषय नाही. At this moment of time, 50-50 करून you want to build it up on some pillar, and then you want to create that equality of the strength of passion as hobby vis-a-vis the strength of passion as profession. करू शकतो.
मला पर्सनली तुम्ही जो पॉइंट रेज केलात ना, पॅशन ॲज हॉबी वाला आणि पॅशन ऑफ प्रोफेशन वाला, त्याच्यानंतर आय वुड नॉट लाईक इट टू बी पर्सनली 50-50. आय वुड स्टिल लाईक इट टू बी 75-25. बट व्हॉट डू वी डिसाईड? इट इज नॉट अबाउट मी, इट इज अबाउट अस. व्हॉट डू वी डिसाईड? कारण मी तुम्हाला सांगतो, लाईक आय सेड, की हा जो 25% म्हणजे आपण प्रॅक्टिकली 1 एपिसोड पर मंथ म्हणतोय, त्या 1 एपिसोड पर मंथनी can we have a spillover crowd for the next 2 weeks? म्हणजे 4 एपिसोड्स पैकी एक एपिसोडच डल जाईल म्हणलो तर आता खूप डल जाईल.
आता मग उलट सांगतो तुला मी, why I say 50-50 is की तुझ्या alternate episodes आहेत ना, they keep on pumping energy.
ते तर आहेच.
आता सुरुवातीला for such time that we reach a certain stage, can we start with the 50-50? Once we know we've kind of built a little bit of energy or we've got an audience, then maybe we can...
That is precisely what we had actually said on day 1 only. That is why we want to bring passion as profession to basically just pull crowd and to just have visibility. Later on, once we have that more to me as hobby,
you can go back to
hobby. Whatever.
No, so again, crowd pulling is what we are looking at right now. Now, right now 10-90 or 50-50, we're looking at passion as profession for pulling the crowd. But we are forgetting passion as hobby madle apan celebrities which we need. So if we are getting Lata Mangeshkar, she is gonna pull crowd as well. Obviously, she will still fall into passion as hobby wala section. So 25% would need to be passion as profession wale people, which means Lata Mangeshkar coming and singing.
Passion
But
of
then
profession is
25% we need celebrities who will talk about their hobby.
See, I still think right now that to find, so that comes like another point under passion as hobby, where we are looking at
passion
of profession,
passion of
which
profession.
I think in terms of celebrity might be a little more difficult to tap that area. Correct?
True.
Karan, first of all, our first and the biggest problem is to approach them.
Correct.
Once you approach them, I don't know, I still personally don't know how they are going to take you to come and tell them ki nahi tumhi je main karta te naka karu, tell us your hobby. So we don't know that approach because we've not approached, right? So that can be something that we can anyway continue doing, but in the meanwhile, passion as hobby people anyway we should have in our bank. But in the meanwhile, while that is running, while that is rolling, passion as profession will keep doing its work. Is what I'm trying to say. म्हणजे passion as profession will anyway keep our TRP rolling, while we have time to cover
आणि
it.
पण मग जर आपण 50-50 म्हणत असू हा तर मग अल्टरनेट एपिसोड्स का वन फ्रॉम दिस का नाही
मग तसंच झालं.
नाही
हो.
दोन परफॉर्मर्स आहेत ना व्हॉट वी आर सेइंग इज अल्टरनेट एपिसोड्स
Okay, so
वी गेट दिस
we might have other issues in that because then the quality might suddenly drop because I have heard some professional singers singing and suddenly तो भले हॉबी मधला किती एक्सपर्ट असेल
इथे ना हे बिल्ड करतोय ना आपण हे पण आपल्याला बिल्डच करायला लागणार
आय नो बट
ह्याचं पण आपल्याला लेवलवर
थोडस
आणायला
लेवलवर आणावीच लागणार आहे.
त्याच्याशिवाय
even
तर ते
with
होणारच
that
नाही आहे कारण इन लॉंग टर्म
visually if I can make out the difference that this guy is professional and हा किती भारी ह्याची हॉबी असली तरी he is not a professional.
But that is what we sell.
थोडंसं
Understand? That is what we sell.
See, but we don't sell it as sorry, Gandhi. Once I'm done. Sorry.
अरे आम्ही दिसतो ना आम्हीचे दोन हात
Wait. Sorry.
You are in the queue, Amit.
I lose my thought.
I lost my thought now.
Go on.
काय ते.
So, passion as profession असली पाहिजे का? Yes, it should be there. But I'm not completely sold on the idea of not even a 50-50 and not even no percentages in my head right now. Okay. I'll ask you another question. If as a channel we would have said कि no, we don't want to be passion as profession. We don't want to. That's not in our ambit right now. We are building a channel only for passion as hobby. Then also there would have been a strategy to collect the numbers, to collect the traction, to get a spillover for the next episodes, वगैरह वगैरह, right? Because let me come. So primarily Glyphs was built for that. Okay, and then later on, while we were collecting entries, we happened to stumble upon these people, and then we said कि अरे इसमें से भी traction आ सकता है, आ सकता है, but that was not नहीं आया for whatever reason, and that was not supposed to be our way.
Agree.
This was supposed to be our way.
Agree. आता जर मी तुला म्हणलो ना की 100% करूया. Taking your point into consideration, let's leave this completely aside and let's build a 100% platform only on this going forward.
They will anyway come.
They will come. Let's not get them. Let's build the entire platform here, but then the entire screening process has to be revamped. To such an extent की त्या पहिल्या स्क्रीनिंग मध्येच probably out of 100%, 75% are moved out. Only 25% are accepted here and moved to the next stage. And then even in the second stage, there has to be some kind of a performance review that needs to be done. Performance review.
बरोबर आहे. Which is I asked at what stage. मला त्यावेळेला पण वाटलं प्रॅक्टिस कॉल मध्ये की नाही हा नाहीये बरोबर. Do we have
आणि तो प्रॅक्टिस कॉल सुद्धा मग ऑडिओ कॉल नसून व्हिडिओ कॉल असतो. आणि मग त्याच्यात जर 10 जण आहेत त्या ग्रुप मध्ये तर ऍटलीस्ट एक 5-6 जण त्यात जॉईन व्हायला पाहिजे. मग
So I'll tell you why. आता in terms of why 10. So yesterday Sailanthan mentioned परवा बोलता की so it should be like a India's Got Talent, right? India's Got Talent is basically the masses that come in, common people of India who have talent and come in whatever doing. Given say once in 3 weeks they get some celebrity, right? आता त्या celebrityनी का आणतात ते not because that they get it with an idea की अरे नाही she wants to promote her film, but the actual thing is की त्यांच्या episodeचा TRP तेव्हा वर होतो. So that is what we are basically trying to create here, right? कि one of times when we get someone and you showcase that, the TRPs of course go up, but when you put out passion as hobby and passion as profession, you put them out in the same glamorous manner. You don't do marketing of both their people separately, because people should have the fear कि अरे ये episode banger था, next episode I don't want to miss it. So the branding will be the same, the marketing will be with the same energy for both the people, but people should be afraid कि this episode तो was killer यार, next episode if I don't miss, what will happen? तसं.
I don't know if we are stretching this topic a bit too much, but probably this will give us food.
So that's alright because a lot of our things depends on this.
Actually, again we are going into approach right now. Approach कसा असेल? No, but this I think The base is about the split of percentage. So ultimately, so the goal is to have 100% of passion as hobby. But right now we are building the pillars using the supportive
हे
mechanism of
कधी
crowd puller.
करायचं हे गायत्री तुझा जो क्वेश्चन आहे ना त्याला आन्सर आपण इकडे करू शकतो. हे 100% आपल्याला जे करायचं आहे. व्हॉट इज आवर डेडलाईन, हे कधीपर्यंत करता येईल आपल्याला? 6 months down the line. I don't want even a single person from profession that we approach. If someone comes and I have available slot 2 months down the line, I will give him one. We have to set a deadline for it. आज आपल्याकडे we can say की 75-25 करून let's build a traction for the next 3 months and then slowly and steadily fizzle it out in such a manner that it is not seen. And then probably 6 महिन्यांनी this becomes 100% foolproof.
I understand transitionच करायला लागणार, but strategy building wise किंवा later on when we get to the process setting wise or whatever, I'm still not convinced that strategy should be built for this part
strategy
also.
always build करणार आहोत.
So in fact the other way around. I'll tell you in fact the other way around, because we want to focus on that. We are building up with this. The eventual
The strategy process is
strategy
not
is
here.
Yes.
it's to the
This is a
vision
very
is to
short
reach
term.
there.
This is a very short term goal. की इथे पोहोचण्यासाठी आपल्याला हे थोडं ट्रॅक्शन मिळालं की मग आपल्याकडे खूपशा गोष्टी पॉझिटिव्ह आपल्या बाजूने होतात.
धक्का स्टार्ट आहे. The engine is still on this side.
Exactly.
Correct.
So you just take a detour, not a detour actually, better to just get to that thing with a
Then I'm
glamorous
good.
way. The eventual end is
आपल्याला हे
there.
बिल्डच नाही करायचं. आता सुद्धा आपण जे प्रोफाइलिंग बिल्ड करणार आहोत परफॉर्मर्सचं, दॅट इज बेस्ड ऑन धिस ओनली. त्याच्यात कुठेही हे नाही येणार.
So is your concern की आपण जे फुटेज पॅशनेट प्रोफेशनच्या लोकांना जे देतो आणि पॅशनेट हॉबीच्या ज्या लोकांना देतो ते डिफर होईल?
That's not my question or
So
concept
that I
right now
wanted to
because I
know
want to
because-
reach that thought only.
पण ते तर आपण मार्केटिंग
I
करताना
don't know,
cover
I
करू
just
शकतो
want
ना.
to know if
Yeah,
that
I'm
is
just-
what
I'm
I'm
just trying to understand.
माझा ट्रेल अजून तिथे गेलाच नाही थॉटचा, so I'm still here.
So, are we all agreeing to the point that we need to have some kind of a traction built here so that we go there eventually? Then what should be that percentage? आता आपण
I think the percentage part of it will come later. We'll, I think, start placing the hobbies. तुला hobbies पाहिजे होतं ना?
हो
Is
आधी
that-
प्रोफाईल बिल्ड करून घेऊ एक अर्धा तासात and then we'll move to the hobbies part. ठीक आहे?
आम्ही
कारण
तुला मगाशी काय बोलायचं होतं? तू दोन्ही हात मोठे केलेस.
आता तो विसर.
हा?
But she said the point which she
तुझा
covered.
जो पॉइंट होता ना की स्क्रीनिंग, प्रायमरी स्क्रीनिंग, तो प्रायमरी स्क्रीनिंगचा जो पॉइंट आहे तो आपण क्वेश्चनर मध्येच कव्हर करणार आहोत. की ते काय करायचं आहे, मला कसं करायचं आहे, राईट? सो फर्स्ट क्वेश्चन कालचाच क्वेश्चन आहे ऑल प्रिटी मच. 2-3 पॉइंट्स फक्त मी ऍड केले.
खालच्याच प्रश्नाला परत उत्तर आहे.
हो
Seriously?
फुल
Very good.
असं नाही का? You should say your favorite thing I do. असं तुझं
लवकर थोडा जाणार आहे मी.
नाही नव्हतंच होणार ते.
आवाज नव्हता.
When you're come to office now, whenever you come to office, we get her up on the TV only. We connect her to the TV only so she can watch.
कलर डिस्क्रिमिनेशन
And
She can watch here also. She couldn't hear.
Blindness.
That's orange.
What's orange?
Who is orange? It's mango.
That is yellow. It is shade of yellow. The yellow family मतलब
केशरी
yellow family. Yellow family.
Family.
अरे
तो आप family के बारे में बात करें.
guys, students,
एज ब्रॅकेट
Off.
परफॉर्मर्स.
अच्छा कालचेच प्रश्न पण परफॉर्मन्स.
exactly.
तुला काय वाटलं मी पुन्हा कालच
They were revising bed.
नाही Nice. This is being recorded. Sorry. We have a nice potential. So what is what
आंसर शीट दो परत.
what is the age of the performers that we are looking at? तू लिहिते असं सगळ्यांचं?
Now, do we need to answer separately for these?
नाही. आपण
So
आता
you call out
फक्त
the
ह्या
names, na?
stage-वर-
Tons. You call out the names.
This is an open book test. 5 to 5. I can talk again.
So are we talking about kids episodes here?
No. That is
Not
a separate one. That
specific.
will be-
Yeah, but
No, of course you are.
Including
Kids
We have something called as a kids episode.
But that's Glyphs, na?
That's normally up to 15 years of age. But they soon something about
हे ठीक आहे चालेल. हे bracket पाहिजे, audience खूप आहे. असू दे ना, यार, काय त्याच्यामध्ये?
10 plus. But I don't want people from 18 to 25. नाही रे, दोन हे लिहितो त्यात किड्सचे
नाही सेम असून दे एकाच ह्याच्यात
जाऊन दे ना असं काय
Plus 6 to 60 होतं.
किड्स जोपर्यंत ती लहान आहे तोपर्यंत कुठली
अरे परफॉर्मर्स म्हणतो आपण
परफॉर्मन्सच
परफॉर्मर नीड नॉट नेसेसरीली बी किड्स ओनली नो
No, he's at 25 plus.
25 प्लस फॉर ॲडल्ट्स
Okay.
किड्सला 18च्या खालचे सगळे किड्स
बडबड
Just
करण्यापासून
give an age bracket right now, like 18 to...
Bracket.
1 to 18 आणि
तू ऑडियन्स विचार करतोय
नाही किड्स
अरे
परफॉर्मर्सच म्हणतोय 18 प्लस आणि 25 मायनस आय डोंट वॉन्ट इन ॲडल्ट सेक्शन ॲज
That's not
Actually, नको करू.
कारण 18 to 25 मध्ये सुद्धा काही परफॉर्मर्स असतील ज्यांचं पॅशन वुड बी फॉर किड्स ना असं असू
नाही किड्स स्पेशल एपिसोड्स मध्ये परफॉर्मर सुद्धा किड्स असतात असं
Can I help you?
Do not
Can we
consider
leave out the
kids
kids
separate.
episode and talk about
No, we
anything
have
else?
to
They are
separate.
still
Why
performers.
we'll do that later?
They are still performers, no?
Okay.
So there is, I
1
think
to 81.
this is same lady.
हा
She
मग 1
sells
to 1
part.
एक वर्षाचा performer काय
But
आहे?
5
किती
plus.
चांगला
Realistic.
So 5 plus. We
These
have
are
6-year-old kids.
वेगळ्या पद्धतीने कसं वेगळा मॉडेल आहे रडतो
This is a typical answer from a
मला तो
bachelor.
bracket नको आहे ना. What about that? You are not capturing that
So
data.
what bracket do you not want?
18 to 25 I don't want.
So
As
1 to 18 and
performers.
25 to 70.
Because they will fall under adult category, right? Not kids
Acha,
category.
don't exclude the two.
अरे नाही पण that bracket.
Don't categorize.
Even for adult performance,
1 to 18
अरे they will fall.
अरे ऐक
हे बघ, हे बघ,
ना,
सांगतो.
ऐक ना,
मला जो
simple
point
एक logic आहे आपल्याला नंबर द्यायचा ना तू नंबर दे ना
नाही let him give
तिला
the reason.
हो, सांगतो.
माझा point नाही का?
किड्स एपिसोड जो असतो ना त्याच्यात परफॉर्मर्स किड्स असतात म्हणजे 70 वर्षाच्या म्हाताऱ्याचं पॅशन जर किड्स साठीचं असेल तो खेळणं बनवणारे आजोबा आलेले दॅट डज नॉट मेक दॅट परफॉर्मर किड्स स्पेशल वाला परफॉर्मर
But who said that?
what if we say that
Wait.
kids doesn't exist? They're not considering kids only right now.
So,
They're considering
So
Glyphs
for
and
Answer
kids.
this question is
सो
something
फॉर
else.
किड्स
हा
जे म्हणजे लहान
हा, ठीक आहे.
परफॉर्मर्स
Right.
एपिसोड जो आहे ना त्याच्यामध्ये 5-6 नंतरची 18 पर्यंत कारण 18
fine,
नंतर
fine.
इट्स नॉट किड
Fine,
बट
fine.
देन नॉर्मल एपिसोड जो असतो त्याच्यात आय डोंट वॉन्ट एनिवन आय वुड प्रेफर नॉट हॅव्हिंग एनिवन
हा,
बिलो
हा, हा.
25
So 5 to 18 and 25 onwards.
मला एक सांग तो हा अमन किती वर्षाचा होता
5 to 18.
अमन
आणि what if somebody is following their passion from
See,
age of
असेल,
5
माझं
ते
preference
15 पर्यंत
तसं
असले
नाही,
प्रोफेशनल पेक्षा भारी वाजवतील
So, आत्ताचं preference सांगितलं मी.
अरे ती नीती also सुद्धा तुमची friend आहे.
Please,
Let his answer be right and it's his
सांगितलं.
answer.
सांगितलं.
लिहिलंस तू 5 to 18 and 25 onwards.
Exactly.
Good luck to Anurup if he goes there and registers his profession for Lagna. He's like, ये नहीं चाहिए, ये bracket में नहीं चाहिए, ये bracket में नहीं चाहिए.
म्हाताऱ्याला better ना.
म्हाताऱ्याला better.
Because त्यांचं passion असं परिपक्व असतं. They have money and
But I
means.
don't think you guys should ask these to make up
परिपक्व.
boldly.
परिपक्व.
Okay, wait, yeah. Cool now.
गायत्री
Okay. So we do say age holds no power and all of that, but when you ask me performer कोण असलं पाहिजे, now I'm thinking ki okay, if I am coming to perform on the Glyphs channel, how many people am I going to attract? Self.
Okay.
So the first bracket for me is based on where you have made a lot of friends in school and you're talking about it and stuff. So it is 8 to 17.
Okay.
No, you're giving brackets का single.
Bracket.
8 or 17.
Why 8 and 17? 8 to 17.
पुढे अजून वेगळा
आहे
bracket.
ना.
त्याला वाटलं संपलं ते फुल स्टॉप
8 to 17. Then next is मधला period मी टाइमपास करत असते लाईफ मध्ये. उसके बाद 25 years of age, probably I've made work friends also now. I've traveled around, I've started traveling around, I've made friends, etc. And now I'm going to talk to them about what's happening in my life. That's 25 to 38. Okay. And then you have the senior class, ज्यांना वेळ खूप आहे or whatever. They have their laughing club and whatnot, morning coffees and stuff. Rupali. 50 plus.
So basically,
We should not have spoken on the show at all because
He's not
between
50 yet.
38 and 15, she does not want performers.
Yeah.
What guys?
तुम्हाला एक्सक्लूड केलंय
We can't perform on
My
the show.
definition of age.
Let's every person answer for themselves.
Parak.
I would say 7 year onwards, anything.
7 plus.
As long as they're able to perform. So again, that will get determined in the auditions.
0
So I
7
don't care.
plus.
Yeah.
0 7 plus.
7 plus.
7 plus.
So 10-year-old Ram.
Kavi.
If he's good at it, why not?
Kavi.
You are right.
Nana.
Say I think na.
I was to say 10 years onwards, anybody is okay.
How many?
10 years.
अरे that
For a very simple reason.
यांची तर त्या
ती छोटी
सरांची
होती
मुलगी
ना, so त्याच्यावरूनच मला आठवलं.
पण ती किती वर्षाची होती?
How old is Bhairavi? Dhananjay sir's Bhairavi. So the reason I say 10 years plus is आपले खूप man hours आणि खूप stress जातो त्याच्या खालच्या मुलांबरोबर. And I don't think it's worth it. गरज
फिश
नाही.
मसाज वाला किती?
येतील परत 2 वर्ष.
Actually, your point is right.
See, Bhairavi
कॅन्सल 7 प्लस नाही
7 plus 10 plus. I'll ask.
So I say 10 years plus because the kind of man hours and effort and stress that we put in to get those kids to practice, to get them to sit still in front of a camera and to perform live
परत चालू कर
is a disaster. आमचे धनंजय सरांची मुलगी 7 वर्षाची decided that she wanted to cry in front of the camera that day. नाही काढलं. आणि back end now we were all stressed कारण that mood percolated to all the other kids after her. So I don't want to do that.
So based on that, I will change mine to 10 plus.
Like therapist, yes, lie down on the sofa. They all those trees.
very human point.
2 वर्ष थांबा परत या. मी किंवा
No,
तुला-
no, I agree.
Second question.
Others can think of that.
He-
She hasn't answered. Tanu hasn't answered.
She has already
10,
answered.
10, change.
She has already answered.
He doesn't have kids. He doesn't know
Why
the
have you not
stress.
answered? What was it?
ओके नेक्स्ट
5 to 75.
So when the 10 minus कोणी आलं तर she will handle it.
Next question.
Years of experience of the performer. Are we thinking of any years of experience that the
Yes.
performer
Yes.
should have?
Yes.
आता ह्याच्यात ते किड्सचं सोडून द्या हा. कारण
Kids are
किड्स
kids
पण चालतं.
म्हणून आता now 25, so I would say
Anyone kids also, that is fine.
so kids आपण आता धरलं नाही तरी चालेल.
इयर्स ऑफ एक्सपिरियन्स पाहिजे
25 minus so that
तर ऐका
at least 5 to 7 years.
Can I answer this while they're discussing?
No.
At least 5 to 7 years he also
You can't discuss an answer. This is not a group discussion. Please give your individual answer.
Discuss.
5 to 7.
तुझं काय 3 तुझं काय
5 to 7. 5 leave.
त्याच्यानंतर नको आहे तुला.
You said 1 year olds na for performance.
Kids don't come here.
Kids नाही म्हणून मी bracket लिहिलेला.
मागच्या जन्मात
So now I have maths to support,
Maths
right?
10 to
25 आणि 18.
5.
5 years.
Ideally 5, not so ideally 3.
3 to 5.
Anything 3 to 5. 3 and above.
5
3 and above is fine.
5 plus.
5 plus. Gayatri is a 3 plus. Parag's a 5 plus.
आपल्याला ते समज okay if I want to split it into two for someone who's performing 5 plus, someone who's talking about or giving a knowledge kind of a thing 7 plus.
Two things, right? In 4, 7
So I'll actually agree with the
performance 5
split.
plus.
Makes sense.
For knowledge 7 plus, because then by then they'll have more command over what they talk about.
Performance आणि हे 4. We are not.
Knowledge is
7 plus आणि हे performance 5 plus.
तुझं पण तेच.
तुला जायचं तो तुझं sketch.
परागचं पण
हा
तेच.
doctor same.
तुझं पण same.
Doctor or something.
तुझं पण same.
If you ask me, ideally I would
तुला
prefer
विचारतोय.
7 to 8 plus.
Dr. Manan Shah.
even overall I also
No, I'm going overall.
Yes.
When I say I would prefer 8 to 10 years and above, because especially for the knowledge section, because when I ask questions to performers, to knowledge people who have very less experience, below 7-8 years, they don't have enough answers to give me. I
They
don't know
don't
what to
have enough
showcase.
things to talk
They
about.
don't have enough things to talk about. It is painful to talk to people who have not followed their passion for 6, 7, 8 years at least.
काय बोलायचंय नाही
तुला बोलायचं आहे
हो मला
बोल ना.
बोला असाच गेला
and
अरे आता बोलू द्या ना त्याला परत
नाही,
विसरून
बोलते ना,
जातो.
बोलते.
Yes.
त्याला मी नाही बोलून देणार त्यांनी आधी.
finish.
So yes, I think at least 8-10 years is what we need for two reasons. One, the people who are less than that become extremely amateur people following their hobby, which hampers the quality of the episode. And as far as knowledge goes, they just don't have enough to talk about. मग आमचा खूप वेळ जातो त्यांच्याकडनं ती इन्फॉर्मेशन काढून घ्या.
खरंच
Yes,
कमी
sorry.
spending out. आता
Let
प्रत्येक
him speak,
answer
let him
मध्ये त्याची
speak.
emotion होतं.
अरे बोला.
आम्ही
Yes.
कोण आहे?
So to that point, how do you gauge that? So somebody with less number years of this thing, experience and knowledge, for example, less than 5, you're saying they do not have that authority, do not have that knowledge to speak about that hobby.
They don't have the authority. Sometimes they themselves are not passionate in 5 years about
There
it.
could be somebody
They
Enthu-
can
enthu-
do
they are not
passionate.
enthu.
It's not there.
They don't have the
Oh, yeah.
content, they don't have the concept.
Sometimes, huh?
I
Sometimes.
tell you what, this is very relative.
No, but no.
This is a very relative.
Harshad, no, this is experience. After talking to so many
No,
people.
What I am saying with relative is,
Example like Tanvi has to speak about graphic. No, currently she doesn't have more than 3 years of experience.
Correct.
But if she's well read, well
Correct.
understood about the industry or the category, she can speak more
She's
than one.
passionate about
One of
it.
it. One of
She's passionate about it,
the
but
entire point being is this is relative in a
Yeah,
term.
I'm just trying to
This is
understand.
relative in a term that it has to be gauged at the
So,
primary
okay.
screening level.
I'll tell you something else.
frequency of following
Hey,
a passion can be much higher.
this-
So somebody can be
cut off
following a
नहीं
passion
करना
for
होगा.
10 years, suppose trekking,
Exceptions will-
and they have
हाँ.
gone
Whatever.
whatever.
Following a passion for 20 years, but still his singing is not good. Please don't tell me myself.
No, he
आज
was
वेळ
highly
record केले ना
Come,
तिकडे.
he was highly recommended. We just couldn't do it.
Record केले ते पाठवून
Can I go to the
Hate
next
when he
question?
sings.
But something else which maybe everybody might not be aware about. When we ask a performer, when we tell them that we want some knowledge from you, which probably will inspire somebody else to take this up as a passion. When you have a less number of experience years, they don't have that much to talk, which actually inspires somebody to say it. Which is why probably higher the experience, higher the inspiration.
No, but then that's what I said.
What
It's a
about-
very relative term, like he said. He's
Also
somebody like their friend Vivek.
He has to gauge.
He's a gamer.
तुझा point
He's
आहे
been
gauge करणं.
Like 5 years to 5 years.
नाही जास्त खूप जास्त.
कॅरेक्टर असेल
Next
Somebody
question.
gave a
ट्रेकर असेल सायकलिस्ट
knowledge.
असेल
Agree.
Are we looking at our performer to have some kind of an education into that passion?
I didn't hear the entire question.
फॉर्मल एज्युकेशन म्हणतोस का?
Into that passion.
Formal
that passion,
education,
no.
No. I mean, he could have been doing it over and over and over and self-learning, but formal,
No. No.
So do you guys at any point feel that you are obliged to take a person through the audition just because you know him?
Yes.
Yes, yes.
Yes.
Because of
Quite a
that?
few times. Quite a few times.
Because that?
Because
Bye,
he's been
bye.
referred by somebody. आपल्याला obligation
But
आहे.
that is an exception. It is not a norm. So
खूप नाही होत पण
it is
होतं
very
कधीतरी.
rare, but it will happen and it happens
So
everywhere.
which is why there should always be 2 or 3 people in the audition process, and usually the person that
Doesn't know him.
doesn't know that person should take the audition.
In
Simply
respect to
because the emotions don't get attached.
You can say no.
that is there, but
Because I
he's
get
the one who
class.
doesn't say.
I'm the one who doesn't say no.
No, the taking
You
is
always say
last
no. It's very critical.
Look at that. We have two opinions already.
okay. Next question.
Really appreciate. Wow. Okay, I'm a good management guy.
बाकीच्यांना म्हणून
My next question is,
BlackBerry has been
your answer.
Yes, yes, the
Level of
answer.
education. No.
Nobody has my level of
Phones
education.
haven't even disconnected.
like we have level.
What happened?
Thank you.
Passion.
What did you say?
Passion is not
He
needed.
said nobody has level of education. No.
For passion.
Expectation.
Okay, but
No,
there
no,
are
no, no, no.
tons. There are some people who took formal education and then they change their profession in life.
I resigned. Why is the machine making so much noise?
मला coffee हवी आहे.
मला पण
Mama.
पाहिजे coffee, please.
Mama, they
There are multiple people.
बस कंटाळले मी
The machine also wants to change this profession now.
तुला केवढं कसं काय?
Okay. Are we looking at some kind of a time commitment from the performer before the episode?
Yes.
Yes.
$1,000 worth of
That
time
is why I
commitment.
asked this question. How much time?
All put
Do we
together.
have
Wait. Like the performer should be ready this much time before the episode. Asa.
No.
Overall time
Overall, before he comes to the
invest
episode, how much time he should have invested
With you.
with you guys together?
collective of 8 hours. Overall.
5 hours?
With us, 8 hours.
अरे split right now.
आपले 10 तास तुझ्याकडे आहेत का?
अरे by as in including
For me, it's
filling up
3
the
hours.
form and everything.
So with the team or doing activities of
For Glyphs CCE,
Overall, Glyphs CCE करता मी
किती वेळ द्यायला
No,
पाहिजे?
it needs to right now it is not that much. But we need more time. Only then we can have better
Are you
quality. We can
also
performance
including
to
the
you.
practice?
Like yes, everything.
Everything
Right
before
from
the
filling
call.
up the form to
Everything before the call.
prior episode.
God bless you. May you get a good
कविता एकच आशीर्वाद देते आता मला
भाई,
हमारे समाज.
4 words.
चांगली 4-5 पोरं आली असं
असं
म्हणते.
म्हणते.
हे चांगली 4-5 पोरं.
Any 4 working days काय
नेक्स्ट डे 10 to 6 हमारा नॉर्मल वर्किंग आवर्स असे 4 वेळा द्या.
4 दिवस.
Cumulatively.
Sir, thank you.
We were
4 दिवस is
equivalent to yes.
That
Because
is
if I'm
24
filling the form with
Again, बहनजी, तिला उत्तर द्या ना तुझा. तुझं काय?
Overall, in like add करू.
Before the episode.
4
days.
4 days, 4 work, 24 hours. 24 working hours. So 8 hours, 32 actually, sorry. 8 hours working
Whoa.
day.
I am calculating from level 0 to episode
32 तास सलील सर.
नाही मला
How will it be 32 hours?
कसं शक्य
It will be
आहे?
3.2 hours.
I don't
I
think
can
all of you
understand.
also get 32 hours of analysis.
अरे तो किती वेळ म्हणजे
बघ
We are being rude now.
Bullseye.
Hit the bullseye.
Person coming on the episode.
How rude. But you don't have this much time. You don't have this.
I gave some time very well in the form. I gave some time to probably select the photo and form a passion which is the, for example, जो मराठी collage वर collage केलं. You took some time. I don't know. Ask him.
अरे 3 hours कर बोला.
Okay, fine. Her answer is 32 hours. Yes, yes. It includes
How is
everything.
that possible?
So, last example, that jungle jar wala manus, I'm sure he spent at least 6 hours preparing for that jugalbandi.
Exactly.
That is exceptional.
Personal नाही रे बाबा, तो एपिसोड साठी
You
त्यांनी किती
asked
spend
me
that 6 hours.
Glyphsच्या साठी तो किती वेळ spend
But
अरे
करणार?
नाही, तुमच्या बरोबर रे.
But
With the people.
हा तुमच्या
Originally I was not
feeling असून दे.
आणि
That was one person. See, that one person needed 6 hours to
I'm
create
giving
that.
example, but
32 hours.
I think it is 5 hours minus. It's practically 3 hours.
इंटरेक्शन
3 hours. Actually speaking,
In that case,
अरे but we tell people to record आता. The people who do poetry, we ask them specific poetry for the jugalbandi.
अरे
You don't know how much time they take.
एक तास तर तुझा एपिसोड मध्येच गेला.
Before the
Right, you're
episode.
saying-
तो नाही.
You're saying 3 hours now?
Mock.
3 hours now? Mute that 3 hours. Either offline, yeah, don't spend 3 hours in discussing why it's the 3 hours.
you go from the meeting.
Okay, 30%. Mine is 8 hours.
चहासाठी कोण?
तर तुम्हाला किती तास?
Before the episode.
He said 5 hours.
5 minus. म्हणजे 3 minus 5.
3 to 5.
3 तास 90 मिनिटं
90 मिनिटं म्हणजे 4.5 तास होतात बरं का.
माहिती
You want 4.5
I
hours?
stick to 5 hours.
4.5 hours, 5 hours. 3 hours, 25
किती
minutes,
वाजले
That's it.
4.5 hours,
70 मिनिटं झाले
32 hours,
And if we are spending 32 hours,
3 to 5 hours for solution.
सगळं add करा, divide
5
करा,
hours
average
for
करा.
कविता माना. Average काढायचं आहे. Average anyway.
32 hours.
कमी घ्या.
हो 32 ॲव्हरेज प्लीज गिव्ह इट
Quick question. If you want to
अरे
ask a
उठू
question.
नका यार, तुम्ही उठलात की
Mama,
संपला.
fit.
Okay, you ask the question.
Okay, the question is, don't you guys think for the episode or how much time is your slot for person?
20.
20 minutes.
Now, ideally think about it. For a 20-minute slot, you're expecting a performer to spend 32 hours.
Okay, no, that is
नाही,
different.
बरोबर आहे. It's
So, no,
ridiculous.
that is correct.
आपल्यासाठी it is 1 hour of performance. ज्याच्या मागे you have 8 people spending 3-4 days each. But for a person who is coming as a passion, not as a profession, it's a hobby. For him to spend 32 hours preparing on a hobby and to come and perform for 20 minutes is not fair.
It can be broken over a period of a month.
No,
No?
but even then, otherwise.
What if
But
What
if
if
you have a month, rightly so, no problem. It's up to you how much time you want to spend. You can spend 40 hours on it also. For all I
But
care.
realistically,
But
you guys don't plan
expecting
1
them-
month in advance. Yeah, exactly.
expecting
You
them to
start
spend
1 month in
that is
advance.
now. Suppose we decide
Nobody
7
knows.
months.
I agree with
ago.
your point, Abhi.
No, so, yeah.
Expecting them to spend
No
that much
performers
time
will lose
may
interest.
not.
Yeah,
So,
1 month.
ROI of 32 hours of investment and 20 minutes of ROI. Like,
Which is not.
And convert it to the number of
Not
people
happening.
you want.
Yeah,
ते तर सोडून दे.
exactly.
Okay.
So,
Do you want to change your answer?
no,
Point
don't-
देखो
don't
ना,
change.
No, hold on.
Good idea.
Existing नहीं. Ideally, where it needs to be वाला question है बरं का?
No.
No, it's fine. You can keep it.
अबे बघा.
ते audience साठी होते.
When you can't convince, confuse.
ठीक है, next question.
Okay. Next question I have. Kavita ma'am, Salil sir, can I have your attention?
Yeah,
Go ahead.
Go. How's that?
Talented.
Can
मी
we
करतोय.
set
घेणार आहेस?
some kind
मला
of
फक्त कविता
can we set some kind of parameters? Are we looking at any parameters for their social media presence?
Yes.
Yes.
Because we have had a lot of performers coming and say we are not on Facebook.
So
hamper.
They can't even share their
Go
episode
to them
on
or go
the.
to Guys, all finished talking first.
म्हणजे मला काय पाहिजे म्हणजे मला काय पाहिजे
Presence is required. Followers is a different thing.
नाही म्हणजे मी काय म्हणतोय is either their work is seen on social media somewhere which has got some kind of attraction and has some kind of an interaction.
Existence नाही. Presence. Traction.
B could be the number of followers that we want. Okay. Could be the platforms on which that particular performer is available on. असे काही पॅरामीटर्स आहेत का किंवा हवेत का? आय थिंक आयडियली जर ते 100% ला घेऊन जायचे तर असले पाहिजे.
पण exceptional cases will be there.
एक्सेप्शन
रिलेटिव्ह टर्म खूप आहेत ग. रिलेटिव्हिटीला मी जातच नाही. आता आपण ब्लॅक अँड व्हाईट मध्ये म्हणलो तर काय असलं
Our
पाहिजे?
very first episode, we had a lady who was 65 or 70 who came in. She was a singer. At that time, I don't think she had any kind of social presence. But her episode was phenomenal.
चंदू काका नंतर ते देसाई सायकलिंग वाले जग फिरून
Raju Desai.
Yes.
So yeah, my point is yes, but they should have.
इट्स मोर स्टॅच्यू ऑफ लिबर्टी.
So for us to be able to expect that again, we also need to have that kind of standing. Of course, which we are going to do. Which we are only going to do.
That can't promise anything.
Wait.
That काय?
स्टँडिंग
We need to be able to have a certain kind of presence.
हमारा
a
औकात
certain
like
kind
it.
of मतलब तुम्हारा पूछने का पहला हम दिखाते हैं अपना औकात types. Like you can't expect them to have 10k followers if you are running on 500 followers.
Why not?
एक ग्लिफ्स पेज
But you can say, no, आज हमारे
Because
500
if you are
follower
saying
है,
like
लेकिन
तू
आज
10,000
मेरे 500
follower लेके आ
लाख followers
रहा
है.
My point is okay.
ICICI Bank has 300k followers and you have only 10k followers.
Who है?
ICICI Bank.
So
Why would they want you then?
नाही अगं
they don't. That's the point.
And what if your followers are more than the brand?
सी उलट पण एक आहे का की आता काही लेच्या असं असतं की त्यांना फॉलो करणे 200 असतील पण त्यांना जे फॉलो करतात त्यांचे फॉलोअर्स 1 मिलियन वगैरे असे लोक पण असतात.
पण मी प्रेझेन्स म्हणून मी प्रेझेन्स
You're talking about presence of individuals or glyphs. What are you talking about?
Glyphs
I'm
performers.
saying आपण जे performers ला आणतोय आपण जे performers ला आणतोय on glyphs. If you're expecting them to come with a little bit of influence stature on social media, glyphs themselves need to have a they need to be
Glyphs चं page.
Glyphs are
they need to be standing. Karan again, if they come to you and say, again then people are like the way professionals in your previous season came to you and say, "Ki, you guys use me." You don't want that happening. You want to be able to give. You want to be able to give them the same amount, if not equal, a little bit of social media presence as well from your side. We should not be depending on them completely.
I
I
have
thought
something
you're
to say
asking
against that.
individually we should
No,
have
no,
that.
no, no. That
I have something to say
is
against
अच्छा,
that.
पोपट
Whether or not
ये तो
Glyphs
शुरू
has
से पहले ही खत्म हो गया.
We are building a business.
whether or not Glyphs has social media, it shouldn't depend on us. If the person who's coming to perform may have 1 million views, 2 million views, it shouldn't matter whether our account has too many followers or not.
Yeah.
Whether or not we have 1 follower or not. For me, the reason being कि Glyphs can never be as good as any performer that comes to Glyphs.
it should not be.
Should not be, or it will never be. The reason I'm saying is that Glyphs is a platform. If you look at social media, no brand except for Instagram on Instagram has as many followers as the most followed person on Instagram. Brand will never be equal to personal.
I'm not saying that. I'm not saying make the brand or the platform as good as the person. I'm saying yeah, it should have enough.
What is your good enough?
You should be able to. If you are saying bro तू मेरे साथ 10 followers के साथ आ.
It should not be
I'm saying मैं तेरे को 1 follow तो दूंगा.
But that's what I'm saying. That conversation should not exist.
Whether that traction, no. Because the question question is, is that a parameter for you?
Is it a parameter?
Yeah, if that is a parameter
That's a
for
yes
them,
and no
and if
question.
that person has a parameter, the same parameter for you, then why is the problem?
Because I'm saying if Glyphs starts depending on performance followers and Glyphs followers, then there will be no equality ever. There will always be someone is bigger than the other.
But that's okay.
I'm not saying you have to one up that person. Then what's the point? Because
Because you also said that person who had more followers than Glyphs said that I am giving you followers.
I didn't say that. I said
No,
because
one up. Correct.
no, I didn't say that based on followers. I said that based on profession. That guy who was bigger in terms of his talent came and said, "Ki, I'm adding more name to your platform." I'm not saying you need to find someone who has more followers. I'm just saying that if you are holding that as a parameter for your performer, that guy can have the same request from your end.
Sorry to cut you away.
Don't do that. I'm just saying that if that guy has the same concern from our platform, we should not lack that.
We should have a good enough follower base. That's
No,
about it.
it should not a good enough. I'm just saying that if you're holding that as a parameter for them,
They will
Then
hold
It
it.
should be for
Yeah,
us also.
against
Yeah,
you.
so that's all. We should have a good presence. We should have a good social media.
yeah.
Yeah. That's maybe.
But that's what I'm saying. It doesn't
In that
matter.
aspect,
It
I
It
would
matters. It
say,
matters. It matters.
irrespective
Not
of
for
the number of
performance.
followers, I think the frequency of posting.
No, I'm not getting personal. I'm just saying for performance it shouldn't matter. For
This
audience
is the
it
only
does.
discussion where they are deliberating and not getting personal. So please don't get into that. Okay.
So I wouldn't want it probably on the number of followers, but maybe on the frequency of posting. So at least 3 times a week, if that person is posting something or the other, that would be a good person to bring up, because otherwise people tend to have friends even with 200, 300, whatever followers that they have. That is okay, but you need to keep posting because people may prefer that, my life, I don't want the world to know, I want just a few of my people to know, which is where they choose to not have a lot of followers or whatever. But somebody who at least is
See, but
posting.
परत कसं होतं? Now for example, say you post your individual stuff also and you post LBS also. Right? Now I post me also, I post my projects also. Now the person that we are getting on, he may post every day, but he may not post about the passion that he's coming on from.
Which is fine, that's what I said.
Correct,
So,
exactly.
in terms of the content, I'm okay. As long as they're posting at least 3 times a week, something or the other, either in their stories or in their posts, or just
So basically
resharing
social
something.
media presence has to be
I
active.
think 3 times, yeah.
Not 3, मतलब 3 is
Exactly.
much.
Yeah. No, 3 times a week, I'm saying.
Yeah, that's too much. Yeah, I don't post.
When I-
In that case, I shouldn't be performing because
Okay.
I don't bloody post
So that-
even
no, so
once.
That's what I'm
Why I am saying, see, another way that we can judge the people, are they sending out the invites and things like that, is WhatsApp. And we can't check for WhatsApp.
Exactly.
So the only place where we can see that they are promoting or putting up the efforts that we are, kind of having of the invite that we are making for them, then
I think are we getting too detailed into the Instagram part of it?
Not Instagram, social media.
Social media in general.
Now when it comes to
I would say
social,
even WhatsApp status also you put, no, that is fine, that is okay.
So
My
my
main question is what are you
WhatsApp for the last
expecting?
4
Because
years.
you're saying followers, what are you expecting from the performers?
Exactly. So the performers will be divided into 2 sections. Performers and knowledge based. Current from a knowledge based perspective, I may look at, personally, if you ask me, I would at least look if he has written any blogs onto that particular subject. Then writing a blog is giving it some kind of an authority.
No,
Authority.
I agree, but
But why blog? Because see, I
Knowledge-
don't write, but I
knowledge-
doodle.
knowledge. Performance.
Nice.
So we had a guy called
Okay.
I
Yes,
don't blog
okay.
now.
No,
we
cancel.
had a lot
Okay,
of
next
people
up.
Guys, sorry,
Because
what
what
he
they
means,
have.
wait, what he means is social media presence, whether it's a blog, an article, a
Or
YouTube
just-
video,
or
a Facebook
slash-
live,
slash.
whatever it
असं
is.
नाही.
Like it's social media presence.
पण तुझे
About what he's doing.
तुझे जास्ती तसे लोक नसणार आहेत.
No,
It's a parameter. म्हणजे आपण ठरवायचं आहे.
Can that be the parameter can be has he or has he not? म्हणजे
Ah, that is the parameter.
That
Do
could be
you
a
want someone who's done it or not done it?
yes,
Maybe we
yes.
could tweak the weightage.
preferred yes.
Yeah, yeah.
Consider
Preferred yes.
Preferred yes,
We
but
might have a book
is if we
offline.
are saying
not just digital media.
Glyphs is probably the space where you will come out and talk about your passion, this and this. I am okay with someone who has never posted about his passion before because he didn't know he
My
could,
whole
but
point
after
is-
this he started doing it.
If a person has been following the passion for the 8 or 10 years that we are saying, there has to be at least
कुछ
one
तो
instance of the
होगा.
posting something.
Yeah.
Post kaitari asna,
No,
but the
no,
kind of
See,
regular
also
postings
my
that
question
you're saying may
is,
not
does
be
this depend only on social media or offline is also possible? Like someone might not have a Facebook, Instagram account, but they must have written magazines altogether, or newspaper articles or whatever. Like,
So
is
all
that
we're
a...
asking
So
for
generally
is
people who have done
basically-
that have some kind of social media.
Yeah, they do.
No, not only
No, no,
social
no.
media, in case even if those
I
people,
don't
even if they have a passion, and if they have not put up on social media, that's fine. You can submit something to us, give us a video, give us some proof, give us something
Tangible
visual,
evidence of
give us something visual to for us to be able
So
to
मी
see it should be
performer ज्यावेळेस
processed.
म्हणतो, when I speak of a performer, probably I would like, if it's a performer, at least to have his own independent YouTube channel.
Difficult time. Difficult time.
For a professional guy, yes.
नाही पण for
For
hobby
example,
आहे.
I think what happened with the kids episode, there were these
हा
35
serial
plus boys are त्याच्यावरती.
where the kid, just giving an example, where he came on to the episode, he enjoyed whatever delivering his 5-minute thing, and after that he went ahead and he started his YouTube channel. So putting that filter पहले से कि इसका YouTube channel है कि नहीं, everybody is
Especially 30-35 plus people will not have it.
Preference
Actually,
है ना, ऐसा good to
So
have.
now in that age, right, in that age, the probability of a child having a YouTube channel is very less, right? Which is why then your platform becomes inspirational whether you want to go back and start. But for a person who's in his 35 or in his 40 or 20 years old, the probability of him having a little more content on social media is higher than it is.
But does it have to be a YouTube
I
channel?
agree.
Not
I
YouTube.
agree.
I'm saying just social media.
No.
एक example दिलं.
Let us see. I'll tell you. To curtail such discussions ना, आपण करूया prefer. म्हणजे
हाँ ठीक है.
giving it a weightage, giving it a weightage because
It doesn't have to be a
anyways we
hard and
have to.
fast rule. की
Correct.
तुझ्याकडे Instagram, Facebook नसेल तर तुझा फॉर्मच प्रोसेस होणार नाही.
असं नाही आहे.
But if you have something well and good, it just becomes
A one
easier
plus.
for us to process it. That's all.
so in that perspective,
Right.
yes, it
I
is
think
preferred to have.
Preferred, good to have.
नाही पण I think if going forward आणि ते 100% जर करायचं असेल ना आपल्याला, तर माझा जर सोशल प्रेझेन्स नाही आहे तर आय शुड नॉट बी प्रिफर्ड.
Presence असला पाहिजे ना. I'm just
तुझा
talking
जो
about the
क्वेश्चन आहे ना, that is very relative. That can be 10% of the entire performers that come on the platform. It cannot be 70%.
presence
Relativity
असला पाहिजे.
70%
I'm just
level
saying
वर
that
जायला पाहिजे.
how heavily should that be that
नाही,
की regularly weekly post करतोच का आणि monthly post करतोच का?
मी मंथली पोस्ट नाही म्हणत. आता एक्झाम्पल, माय पॅशन इज फॉर फूड. लेट्स कन्सिडर दिस माय पॅशन इज फॉर फूड. You go to my Instagram page, I have all these parameters to tick mark. But I have not shown any quality through any medium where I can say with some authority, be it 5%, that I can speak for food.
My only reason for them having some kind of social media presence is so that the invites are going out. That is some way for us,
तुला ते जे
for us
भेटायची
to
व्हायला
track that he's actually inviting
platform
people.
It is a process, right, where you get to that stage.
Because otherwise it is very easy to say, I give you the invite. You say I sent you a WhatsApp connect. They didn't register. What can I do? I signed now.
But are you expecting the performer to still bring crowd? Is that
To
your
some extent,
expectation?
yes, but it might not
They're
get
not
it.
getting
Because we are giving them everything for free.
So you're not depending on possibility.
That cannot
That could be
happen.
then a kind of inspiration for that performer की अरे मला तिकडे जायचं आहे तर मला हे करायला पाहिजे.
The posting doesn't have to be everything.
Should
So
we reach to
you're
that stage?
expecting performers to bring in crowd even after.
This is what I'm speaking of.
We are making the performers as celebrities. Then
large
they
format
also
page
have
producing that outstreams most of my
Okay,
So Tanu says 3 times posting in a week.
Prefer.
But like Salim said, preferably yes or no to parameters.
If you have anything
Prefer
like go deeper, then
पण त्याचं काहीतरी सेट करायला लागेल ना. सोशल मीडिया म्हणजे
Yes,
सोशल
3
मीडिया
times a
काय
week.
सोशल मीडियामध्ये
Any
काय
platform,
सोशल मीडियामध्ये काय काय ते तरी डिफाईन करा.
सोशल मीडियामधल्या सगळ्या गोष्टी ना जे तू म्हणाला.
Again, that is going
Too deep
to
into that.
detail. And see, the problem here is
मग ते त्याचे pros and
when
cons from Instagram का
simple goes taking when the show is gonna go big, we don't care whether they'll bring in audience or not. We are
This
gonna
is
give
not-
them audience.
This is not for getting audience, understand?
No, I'm saying.
No, honestly, I
I
saw
guess-
your MTV ka show only because you guys were there. Like I wouldn't have seen that show if it was not you guys. I have not seen the show after that. I saw only your part of it. That's it.
Yeah, but then
So
that show
because
still
you posted-
has millions of viewers.
Let them be na. I'm
This
not
is
saying
again
that
going back to MTV.
followers don't have to be brought only by the performance. I'm saying that some kind of traction has to come from the performance.
मला एक सांग, तो भिडीपाचा जो आहे भाडीपा, हाऊ डिड दे स्टार्ट? Just for my knowledge.
entertainment.
They started from
But
YouTube.
No. When I say कि the people who came on
So they were
that
already a
show,
part of जे founders आहेत ना, ते थिएटर आणि सिरियल आणि ह्या
so
ह्याच्यातले
त्यांनी
आहेत.
कुठल्या लोकांना आणलं?
So
How did they
the
get
first
that?
was
Marathi
stand-up.
stand-up.
Started with the stand-up.
Stand-up and this
Skits.
Audience,
अरे हा,
audience, very
तो
good.
अमेवाल आणि,
निपुण
निपुण.
भागीदारी.
अच्छा, आम्ही
Oh.
They started interviewing people. That was their
Casting couch.
first show, casting
Yeah,
couch.
Casting
couch.
That was the first thing which
आई
gave
पण
them
बाबा पण
the
बदला तो.
identity.
आणि
तो
मग ते
आलोक
राधिका
राजवाडे.
आपटेला वगैरे सुद्धा
तो
ते आणू
आलोक
शकले
राजवाडे.
तेव्हा. राधिका आपटेला आणू शकले because ती मराठी इंडस्ट्रीमध्ये
तो
होती,
आलोक
त्या
राजवाडे.
सेम कॉलेजमधली होती आणि असं
आई पण बाबा पण
घ्यायचं
असं
त्याच्यामुळे
नाटक
ते got that cream
त्याच्यामुळे
color to come.
आई बाबा.
So A is getting
Faster fading.
तुझा जो परफॉर्मर आहे ऑफ अ हायर रेटिंग. सेकंड इज व्हॉट इज द टॉपिक दॅट वी चूज. कारण का त्यांनी इफ दे चोज अ टॉपिक लाईक अ कास्टिंग काउच, इट हॅड इमिजिएट पीपल हु वर लाईक.
आणि प्रचंड उद्धटपणा होता म्हणजे त्याच्यात इट वॉज एवढा उद्धटपणा
किंवा फालतू होतं ते माहिती का कास्टिंग करून. इट वॉज
आणि
लाईक
ते कळायचं म्हणजे जे काय बोलतायत ते हे मला आवडत नाहीये हा वगैरे असं असे त्या ऑडिओ
पण जस्ट बिकॉज दे
Yeah.
full such big names there.
फुल स्क्रिप्टेड.
But anyway, so माझ्याकडे काही आय डोंट हॅव एनी नंबर बट ओके टू हॅव माझा आन्सर. गुड टू हॅव कारण आय डोंट हॅव नंबर कारण
If you would prefer it. If
Good to have.
other than that.
Can you repeat the question?
सोशल मीडियामध्ये प्रेझेंट असलं
Would
पाहिजे.
you want them to have some kind of parameters
Still
for
there
their
only,
social media?
पाहिजे
Their work is seen and has traction.
Credibility.
So in terms of followers or anything
So,
you can
I'll say yes and why also. Okay, finish.
You don't have to say that. You have
Preferred.
Yes, for me definitely yes, because a lot of our work back end reduces in that case.
that means
Yes, it
depending
does.
on that.
आपण जे खूप पुश करतोय की टू लेट आर थिंग्स रीच देयर.
आपल्याकडे एक चांदनी नावाची जी आलेली ती बोलली की मी
हो टाकलं की सगळेच
नाही not even that.
रोज टाकते.
Shamelessly I put it on my
But
social
she
media.
had done it.
Yes, my point is
And
not
then-
about she doing it. My point is the other way around of how many of her people came. Hers was one of the lowest,
Yeah.
people crowd.
Because she thought की तेवढं टाकल्याने फक्त लोक
Yeah,
येतील.
I understand. But
But
the point
my-
is की तिने आठवड्यावर ते टाकले
एक मिनिट.
ग्लिफ्स वर येणार
My
जे
point
कोण
is
लोकं आहेत,
now-
even if they don't come to the show, they know what Glyphs is.
Now our intention is not social media to get people on Zoom. Our intention is social media so that Glyphs and name reaches people. If they put it on their social media wherever,
The question for which I put here is only not that. My
We are not
question
talking
is,
about bringing audience.
yes or no, do they have a traction on social media? Not for the audience part, not for promoting Glyphs also.
For their credibility.
For their credibility is my
Here
question.
we are not
For
even
us to
asking-
select them as a performer.
Still
yes.
their passion
Still
have
yes.
that credibility on social media.
yes, still
Is
my
what I'm
answer
speaking
is
of.
Because the simple question is their professional work might be something else.
Yeah,
Their
yeah,
hobby
yeah.
might be completely hidden, but they might not post about it. So if
You
that
also
happens,
get
then
a lot of fandoms.
there is no.
There are a lot of
Yeah.
Instagram handles which are
Like-
different name.
like
माझं
for
नाव
example,
अमित आहे.
Tanveez.
That is professional. When I talk about my personal life, but there's a XYZ handle which I show my passion about
Yeah.
it. Nobody knows, only my friends know. म्हणजे तिथे 50,000 फॉलोअर्स असतील पण माझे पर्सनल फक्त 50च लोक आहेत.
So then can we make it conditional? Okay, if you don't have a social media presence for your hobby or whatever, what is something else that I can see which will quantify what you are doing?
So that's what. So
Just-
what is that thing
just
that proves the
that-
credibility?
Just that you ask
That
them
is
to
what-
send videos and
Yeah.
pictures. Don't
Send-
complicate things.
send
But
videos.
ठीक आहे, very
Send
good.
it in the form. जर तुमच्याकडे
Send
social
us
media
videos.
असेल,
Okay.
if you don't have it, send videos or.
पण ते ऑलरेडी आपण म्हणतोच की सेंड लिंक्स.
ठीक आहे, that works.
Next question.
I'm giving answer. No one.
Okay, wait.
Preferred.
Is that also getting captured over there? Are you also getting captured?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, yes. Yes.
Why?
You asked why again?
Next question.
You know, you can. The next series that she can actually do is this
Yes.
on Insta. Just the two of you.
This thought.
Are you
Every
trying
day.
when we start recording now?
No, you have.
Yeah,
lot of
then we
data.
can't act.
This is all about the performance part that I wanted to question. I'll not go into the psychographics or the mathematics part. This is what we wanted to understand from that perspective. I would still prefer, my personal opinion, because we are speaking of a digital platform as Glyphs CCE on digital. Going forward, we need to set some kind of parameters in terms of their digital presence also. This is what I would prefer, because then I know that this person is really capable.
Let's see. पुढे जाऊन बघू काय
Going
You prefer.
No, going forward. Right? Now let's come to some passions that we can speak of. आपण काल म्हणलो तो 50 पॅशन्स तरी लिहून काढू आपण की ह्या 50 पॅशन्सला आपण बोलवू शकतो का
300 चालते.
हो
देऊन टाक. तनु वेट.
त्यांची थोडा
300 युनिक नाही आहे ना.
त्यातले 50 घेऊ.
इन्कम लाव की त्याला
So what are
डान्सेस
Dance, singing.
what are some of the unique passions that we know right now individually? असे काही लिहू शकतो का आपण युनिक पॅशन्स आपल्याला माहिती आहेत आणि आतापर्यंत जे ग्लिप्सवर आलेले नाहीयेत असे.
And do they have to be able to do it on screen at that point?
That depends on the
Someone who sells farts.
What if someone's a paraglider, bro?
I just got a message. There is someone who sells farts.
Farts.
Farts. Yeah.
Yeah.
She has.
She's a current digital billionaire.
Yeah.
She sold them as NFTs also.
NFTs, parts are
Why would people spend on somebody's farts?
अरे
think about it.
लोक बाहेर फोटो पाठवून लॅम्बोर्गिनी घेतात रे. No. They sell their
Then there is Korean
Yeah,
girl
food fetishes.
who's another
Nice.
billionaire. All she does is she sits in front of the camera and eats.
Yeah.
I've seen
YouTube.
So yeah, these three list.
In India also one guy had done that. For 12 hours he was on YouTube and he earned
No, you
at
type.
least 1 million
I'm
subscribers
not
in those 12
writing on
hours.
the passions. Type it.
Why?
I've taken 9 minutes. I'm not writing 50 passions. Type it.
I just open that YouTube and I just look at it and do my work and that's it. And people will follow me.
No, you have to do something special on it.
What did he do?
चुकून झालं ते. He was very lucky.
That's crazy, man.
शीर्षकांवर करून काम करत बसायचं.
It never worked after that.
No, it's like that song, na? ते कुठलं ते साऊथचं.
कोलावरी.
कोलावरी वाला कोरियन guy.
Some things just happen on social media.
British guy who wants to buy my fish.
What was that?
Gangnam Style.
That was a good song.
Yeah, with a good
कोलावरी दिवस
Do you
म्हणजे
know the what
तो
happened
त्याला
to
सुद्धा
him?
बोललो की I don't know why.
Do you know what happened to him after that?
He married some.
Yeah. Is the next song that came? No.
Then-
This Korean
Gangnam
guy.
Yeah.
Desperately went to depression.
Because it didn't do as good as.
Yeah.
His name was Sai. Is
He still is alive.
Is
Depressed but alive.
काही येतं सोशल मीडिया ती हळूहळू कोणतंच नाही.
तुझं संपायला आलं मॅटर संपायला आलं.
नाही that's recording started.
Red light means it's not recording. Warning. No, fine, it's fine, baby. Red light means it's recording is off.
नाही ते झाले
ते काय लिहिलंय बोर्ड
Stamp collector नाही झालं.
मिनिएचर्स ऍक्च्युली सॉर्ट ऑफ झालंय तो मुथू
नाही रे तो स्कल्पचर लावता
Okay, forest,
फटाफट ते म्हणजे
wildlife.
काय
अरे
पाहिजे
काय युनिक आहे
काय पाहिजे
युनिक
Okay, one minute. When you say unique, you mean
युनिक म्हणजे
What is
very
the category?
rarely people do it, is what
Correct.
you're saying.
Now what is the categorization of unique?
You know what you mean.
Like what's collected?
Pole art is
Yeah,
unique.
yeah.
Pole art is unique.
स्नीकर कलेक्टर
Skiing.
Yeah.
Somebody who's into skiing.
Sneakers.
स्नीकर
Somebody who is following skiing as a passion is unique. People just go on the snow, ski and come back. That's the end of the passion.
No, making the dog do the skiing.
Then that's the dog's passion. He can't.
And that should be a target for us. Animals.
Oh, you should actually get a
Whole thing.
Animal whisperer.
pet photographer, pet.
Animal
No, but you.
I thought like a pet something.
Pet something.
पेट ऑर्केस्ट्रा वाला कोणी करत असेल
नाही
तर
सॉरी इतने में इतना
Okay,
ही
guys. Name.
अरे तनु तिकडनं दे ना जरा.
अरे not somebody who's come on the show.
हो ना पण ते 300 आपल्याकडे काढले ते ना.
शोवरचे
टी कनॉसियर.
टी connoisseur.
ती त्या दिवशी कोण होती
टी
फोटो जोजोवाली
टी कनॉसियर.
अरे हर्षद तुला चाय वाली हवे तो बस रे चाय वाली है
अरे बहुत महंगी है बॉस. एक शो में आने के लिए बहुत नौटंकी थी उसकी.
knitting. Somebody does knitting. crochet वाले आली है. Knitting.
जाळ्यात फसवणं.
अच्छा.
What do you say?
कॅसनोवा
Seriously, we're writing.
मग तसं असेल तर निळू फुले
वाड्यावर या. वाड्यावर घेऊन जाणारा.
देयर इज अ इंस्टाग्राम हँडल बाय दॅट नेम
रेकॉर्ड होता.
काय फरक पडतो?
tattoo artist.
Serious.
हर्ब्सच्या बद्दल जे बोलतात ते.
ब्रुअर
Herbs. HERPS. That's snakes.
Herbs.
HERPS.
HERPS.
we want a brewer as well or brewmaster, either is fine. Beer.
A brewmaster.
What about modeling?
Regular है ना.
Fashion model. We haven't yet got
Maybe.
maybe.
Listen, we are not talking about if you got or not. We're talking about really passion.
Yeah, but
Someone
you can get
someone is
someone
brilliant
who's
in
a,
Vedic mathematics.
नालायक.
झालाय का?
वैदिक
Vedas. It was called the Vedas.
Vedic mathematics is interesting.
So my point is, even if he has spoken about the Vedas, he's come on this. It is still unique, no?
Illusionist.
Illusion.
Person making different sounds.
व्हॉइस ओव्हर आर्टिस्ट.
Voice over nice sounds.
A cappella artist.
Ventriloquist.
A cappella. Ventriloquist twice, but yeah, it's unique.
Not caricature. Paper cutting.
Kirigami.
Origami.
Kirigami असतं.
Paper cutting.
ओरिगामीची
But you
Ulta origami is
cut
ulta.
one whole paper and then
You do
like a
origami for
3D
something?
article
In Kirigami you cut the paper.
without folding into
Different shapes.
Yeah. To make a film.
Without cutting pieces.
Mime artist.
This is kirigami.
Ideas ना सगळं.
अरे मराठीमध्ये कसं करू मला.
पाठवा ना मला.
Harsh is the first audience for Kirigami.
I actually
I said something just now which you
Have
people
you had
didn't hear.
endologist?
sand artist.
What did I just say before?
I
They said
studied
right
old,
No.
What?
I don't
Does what else did I say?
Indology is the study of
Somebody who can say A to that ulta.
Hey, hello. We are not on the show. We are not on the show.
मला आवाज
Indologist.
Indologist. Someone who is
Actually,
an
go ahead.
indologist.
It's only 8 minutes left.
But someone who is into
For my card to finish. 2 hours of data will collect.
Oceanographer.
Chainsaw carving,
oceanographer, Egyptologist,
flying drones.
airplanes वाला
Aero modeling. वैसे तो मेरे पास कॉल हो गई.
Lock picking.
असे कोणीतरी फिजे
that what about you guys you actually think about
Locksmith.
what you
That
have
also
seen
can
or
Locksmith
what
है.
you have heard
Actually
people talk about.
speaking,
What is actually people do.
लॉक पिकिंग
लॉक पिकिंग म्हणजे कुठले लॉक उघडू शकतो.
असं आपण काही करणार
आम्ही
नाही.
करू शकतो.
Avni can do that.
सर तुम्ही काय गुगल केलंय
So
Hey, somebody who
this is a
collects
disorder.
locks.
Hairstylist.
Stealing.
They're Raul Lepopai's
Don't mess with the Zohar. Have you not seen Don't Mess with the Zohar? His passion was haircut.
उसका कट किया
उसका नहीं कटा.
Anyone? Oh, you can get a biker.
I said extreme sports.
Yeah, two actually.
And a roller
Not just a biker. Like a motocross biker.
हा motocross.
Like that's an extreme sports leader.
हा.
त्याच्यात सगळं येतं मग.
Hacker.
Yeah, hacker is a good one. But
Hacker
ethical or unethical?
ethical hacker.
No, we don't. Unethical people.
We can ask audience तुमचं फेसबुकचं हँडल आहे आणि we will be like in up there.
Then ethical hacker can't do it. Ethical hacker can't do it.
Unethical for you guys don't
Can we have somebody who is good at cutting and polishing diamonds?
Yeah.
Gemologist.
Not a gemologist.
But we had
Karagir, the actual Karagir.
I'm saying somebody, yeah.
Wood carving.
Wood carving.
आइस कार्वर
Ice carving,
Ice
oh, it's such a
sculpture.
beautiful thing,
आइस
yeah.
कार्वर
Even
Gymnast.
Paraglider.
Extreme
काय
sports.
दाखवणार
हे बघा मी पडतोय.
पुढे हवेत
मग आईस वाला काही तुझ्या समोर थोडी बर्फ कापणार आहे.
oh my god.
Ice cube घेऊन
I bro, but that format will be different now of paraglider and all.
मी पॅराग्लायडर म्हणतच नाही.
I'm telling you.
Storm chasers.
Crazy.
कालच बघितलंस का
There's
twister?
a
what
guy
do you
who
call
does
people who do underwater ocean photography? Wildlife, water, marine photographer. There are people who are doing that.
I know a guy who has done 12 years
Scuba
research
diving.
on ants.
And तो आणि त्याची बायको.
Tanvi, you write five.
आणि
And
त्याची बायको आहे ना, she is wet and like राणीच्या बागेतले penguins. So we can go in 5:30 and we can shoot penguins.
She has actually gone to penguins.
दरवेळी आम्ही जातो तिथे पोहोचताना 5:30 होऊन जातं. Then there are lights off.
But there we are not allowed to approach like
Mythology.
असते.
Mythology.
Storm chasers.
The study of ants.
Storm chaser.
We've had, do you know? There was somebody who came for ants. She's bloody good at it. Nutan Karnik म्हणून एक आली होती.
Study of ants, no? Yeah.
They actually put colors on ants. That's what she does.
Yeah.
Everybody, this is what a friend of mine did.
काय ते
Villains one and then back.
Without cutting the paper, huh?
इथे एक्झॉटिक डान्सर.
हा.
मिलियन सोमर माहित
नाही
नाही
मला कळलं. बिलीजवळ बरं असतात ना.
जा तू
Yeah, we
You had king penguins, emperor penguins.
We had very done on Poland. Why not?
You can close
आर्टिस्ट म्हणून आपण.
And it's actually what happened after the video.
मुंबई तुझ्या राणीची
That's
बात.
the point.
Allowed was that one?
Oh,
How is this allowed?
How is one allowed?
Penguins
excuse me.
काय दाखव?
संपन्न आहे मग गप्पा मारूया ना आपण. हे संपन्न आहे फटाफट.
Penguins.
माझ्या भावाची बायको शी इज अ भेट फॉर ते मुंबईतले पेंग्विन्स.
हो का?
Are those your friends?
ना ते काय केलं म्हणतात.
They're so cute, na?
ए वाव.
हे नंतर दाखव.
This is still a passion, ना?